Hey everyone, welcome to the Next Gen introduction. This is the table of contents. I'm not going to go through that, it just has to be in there. My name is Tatiana Robinson and I love to jaw, but I also love to preserve and protect. I'm known as Wonder Woman around my community as well as Spider Bite. I am in nature conservation. I run my own business. I'm a CPF member. I have a full-time job. I'm an anti-poaching volunteer. I am a student. I do bodybuilding, and I manage time to volunteer at my church. What's your excuse? In the next few slides, I'm going to show you just a few videos from a few of the older members of what the CPF means to them.
The CPF is a way of giving back with my time in a meaningful way. It's a way to have a positive impact on the crime in your area without having to be all guns blazing and such, and just being a presence and making a difference in whatever way you can. And it's also a community that you become a part of that's a band of people that are tied together by a common purpose, people that you can call on in times of need, and they're there for you. The CPF.
What does the CPF mean to me? It is selfless service. It is willing to give of your time for the love of your neighbor. And so I would encourage you to join the CPF for the good of your neighbor and also yourself. What does the CPF mean?
The CPF is my family. I can't imagine my life without them. I love them dearly. They're my brothers, they're my sisters, and I cannot imagine my life without them.
Hey, so it's Wesley Warren here. I was part of the CPF for many years, and just to give you a quick highlight as to what the CPF actually means to me is, CPF is sort of a brotherhood. It's people going out there every night, giving back to the community, just basically clubbing together and protecting what's ours. I mean, it's just not being done. SAPs are not doing anything, EMPD is not doing anything, ambulance is delayed, fire is delayed, and it got to a point where we were the go-to. People would rather phone us versus any other emergency services because we would actually respond. And we were just people out there just willing to make a difference. That's what I think the CPF means. It was just people basically being tired of waiting, and we've now decided that we're going to give back, take our own time, and make things better, not just for us but for our neighbors and our friends and the people of our community, so that we can just grow and slowly build our community into something that's just way better, something that we can be happy living in.
Community, teamwork, unity, pride, all for one and one for all. The Primrose CPF for me is a second family. We are there for each other when it matters most. Each one of us gives up our time and money to go out on patrol every night, so that together with the Primrose SAPs, we can combat crime in the most efficient and effective way possible. From asking a resident to close their gate at night because they forgot to assisting someone change their car tire, to helping someone jumpstart their car battery, and to chasing a suspect who has just jumped over somebody's wall. We go the extra mile for the safety and betterment of the community we live in. As a Primrose community member, together with you, we hope that we can stand together in the fight against crime. This is our home. These are our streets. Criminals need to know that the Primrose CPF will not tolerate any criminal activity whatsoever. I am a proud member of the Primrose CPF. I hope you will join us in this fight against crime. Thank you for your time. Cheers.
CPF to me is more than just a community. It's a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a safe, inclusive space where no one is above or below anyone else. Because we share a common purpose to support and protect one another and to step up when needed, we show what the word togetherness is. These people, many of whom have known me since I was about 6, maybe 7 years old, have taught me the value of teamwork, resilience, and compassion. The sense of love, support, is something I want to share with my generation. My generation is facing many challenges. We are a bunch of social media wussies, and as much as we are achieving, we often lack the ability to connect at ground level and connect with the right people. The CPF could be a solution to that. It is a way to feel empowered, to grow, and to build the connections that we need to thrive. I want others to experience what I have. The unwavering support of a community that cares, acts, and always has your back. CPF to me is more than just... Okay, what is the CPF? CPF stands for Community Policing Forum. It is a collaboration between residents, business owners, and SAPS. Our objectives: we strengthen the community safety through partnerships and communications with SAPS, enhance transparency in police community interactions, encourage joint problem solving between police and community members. We support local and safety initiatives, coordinate community safety programs, provide advice and guidance on policing matters, ensure all activities comply with legal standards. What are our functions as the CPF? We promote accountability from SAPS, advise on priorities, report on service delivery, address community concerns, engage in local activities, ensure effective management of the SAPS station, review the SAPS station activities. We align CPF structure, submit reports to authorities, participating in evaluations, establish safety policies. We coordinate with many boards, developing and updating certain policies. In this program, we have a lot more to offer, but these are some of the main things that we do offer, such as first aid training, self-defense classes, and basic firefighting. What you will learn. You'll learn crowd management, safety and security, crime awareness and crime prevention, the chain of command, demonstrations with street drugs, conflict resolution, leadership and responsibility, right versus wrong, respect for authority, and importance of community service. What will you gain by joining us? You'll gain communication skills, community service hours, knowledge on what to do in an emergency. It will look amazing on your CV. The credibility that the CPF will give you is impeccable. I'll give you an example. I went to do anti-poaching about 2 years ago in Shamwari Private Game Reserve's anti-poaching unit. And the only 2 reasons that they accepted me was because I was in the CPF and because of my armed response background. Anyway, knowledge of what is happening in the community, a stronger voice in the community, training that could one day save you or someone else. The levels. This is a new initiative that I'm bringing in. Normally, most of our patrollers are just kind of thrown into the mix, but that's not something that I want to do, especially with my new generation coming in and out. So level 1 will be just an awareness walk. The first 2 awareness walks will be taking place on the weekend of the 7th and 8th, as well as the following weekend. Level 2 will be patrolling with a senior member once every 6 days, as well as awareness drives. Level 3 is registration and operations with the wardens to stop public drinking, dealing with the prostitutes, as well as crowd management. Level 5 will be dealing with the bigger operations, where this includes other SAPS members, security companies, CPFs from all around the country. This is where we do the bigger operations such as house raids, squatter camp raids, dealing with the zamazamas, going into taverns, the more aggressive side of the CPF. For the equipment, a torch has actually been sponsored for every new member joining the Next Gen program by one of our fellow CPF members who does own a business. He is sponsoring quite a few things, but for now, it's just going to be sponsoring the torches. With the torches, if you lose this torch, it is up to you to go and get your own torch. One will not be provided for you after this. And while you're on patrol, only when you are on duty, a bulletproof vest will be given to you. You have to sign it in and sign it back out after your shift. With this being said, it is not something that you can take home and bring on the next patrol. It has to be handed in at the end of every single shift, and you are responsible for that bulletproof vest. Some of our previous projects, we've done issues with the prostitutes where they've taken it to legal. We've done the Better Primrose cleanup, some Zama Zama mine infiltrations, and all sector convoys. For some of our younger members, these are a few of the options that we have for the people that are not allowed to join as a patroller or any of the other faculties within the CPF. This includes picking up litter with the Better Primrose cleanup, taking down illegal signs, painting over graffiti, fixing potholes, standing as an extra face at a race, assisting with functions. And there are a bunch more that we do. This is just some of the main aspects of the purely community service that we do. If you feel that you would like to do this, you are more than welcome to. Nobody is stopping you. One of our older members, I think she's about 65, close to 70 years old. Her name is Janet. She deals with this. Her main purpose in the CPF is to just make Primrose look pretty. With this being said, she will be assisting me help you guys get to these. We'll organize specific dates and times and all that stuff where these will be coming in and out. You don't want to be a patroller, but you still want to be a part of the team. What are the other avenues within the CPF? There's fundraising. That is where we have fundraising events such as the the little ladies 50 shades of. I'm sure you can guess what comes next, but that's just one of the fundraisers where that's purely only for the ladies. We do ones for the men as well. There are team building exercises where we get the community involved, and each person obviously has to pay a fee, and that fee goes straight into the CPF. Now those funds will go towards some members who cannot afford petrol. Only a certain amount of money will be given for their shifts. Some members will need some fundraising for more bulletproof vests, more torches, more first aid kits, just a lot more equipment and decals that the CPF needs, as well as shirts. Shirts are an important one. There's also the control room. The control room is basically a safe space where that you can actually do at home. You'll be added to a communication platform that you can communicate with everyone. You will be taught how to contact certain emergency services such as SAPS, fire, hazard control, ambulance, all of those emergency services. There's also an emergency medic. If you can't come out on patrol, but your actual paying job is you are a medic, then on a day that you are not on shift, you are more than welcome to assist if you can. That'll also be quite a good thing for us to go into, especially with us going into the first aid. There's also doing the education and presentations. With this, the CPF goes to schools. We talk about drugs. We talk about what the CPF is about. We get people to come in. We do quite a few presentations, and I'd like for all of you to join in these presentations. Next is marketing. We've got Facebook pages, Instagram pages, TikTok pages, all of that, and all of that needs constant updating. If you find that your skill is better on a computer, you're creative on a computer, fantastic, then you will be put into the marketing team. There's also trauma counseling. There's been incidents where a lady has just had an accident and her child has gotten stuck in the car. The child is bleeding and the mom's bleeding, and it's just an absolute mess. What happens in that situation? How do we get these people to calm down? In a situation like that, the patrollers and emergency services will get these people out of the vehicle, they'll take them away, and while they are calming down, to get other emergency services like a tow truck to come and get this vehicle and take it wherever it needs to be taken, or ambulance, we're waiting for ambulance, the patrollers that are in trauma counseling will assist with this. Normally after intense situations, especially after armed robberies, business robberies, rapes, it doesn't matter. There's just so many situations where people need assistance. They need to calm down. With the trauma counseling, they also give us time to get a lot more information. You will be surprised how these people that go through these intense situations can actually remember a lot. They really can, but they just need to be calmed down and spoken to in the correct manner. So some people might be better with the more compassionate side of the CPF. Just in case, this doesn't normally happen, but just in case an incident occurs while you are on duty, you will have a lawyer appointed for you. This does not mean that you can go to a bar and decide, nope, that's it, I'm gonna go jawling and I feel like getting into a fight because I'm nice and drunk and I just want to cause problems and I'm also a part of the CPF because so I can. That's not how this works. If you are not on duty and you use the CPF name, sorry, but you are on your own. But if you are on duty and everything in the situation was legal, then you will have somebody appointed to you. The CPF is a national commodity. It first started out in Primrose, but as it grew, it got quite big and went to most of the major cities and towns within South Africa. Okay, it's our turn. Are you with us? Just to add to the presentation a little bit more, the training also includes what to look out for. With the crime awareness, we will teach you how to look for a suspicious person, how to say, okay, now this person is behaving quite suspiciously. You'll learn body language, you'll learn sign language, you'll learn so many different aspects of how to tell if a person is suspicious or is acting suspicious. This is important. Why? It is important because when it comes to a crime scene, the suspect could be right down the road because he's nice and arrogant and he doesn't believe that he's going to get caught. But the victim might have said, okay, he has dreadlocks, he's a whiskey man, which means he's a white male. He's wearing a checkered shirt, he's wearing blue pants and red shoes. He's also carrying a black Vans bag. That information is crucial because then we know exactly who we're looking for and we can go and catch this guy. A lot of the time, this information is a lot to take on, especially as a new patroller, but it is crucial information that you do need to know. You'll also need to learn the alphabet, so it'll be the same as A, B, C, D, E, just it'll be Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo. It goes all the way up to Z. I'll send it on the chat groups if you do decide to join. Once you're on those chat groups, all of the information will be shared there. The chat groups will also be a communication point where the younger members as well as the next gen members will be a part of it. It is a place where everybody can communicate. If you see suspicious activity, please feel free to send us a WhatsApp on that group and we will share it. As you become a more advanced patroller or controller or marketing, whatever you decide to go into, as you become more advanced, you will then be added to other groups, and then you can leave certain groups within the next gen. However, as the next gen, we need to work together to assist our older guys. Our older guys are getting... They're not able to, jump after suspects going over walls, jumping over electric fences. They're not able to do that. They're also not able to chase suspects anymore. The older members, they've got back issues. They don't have as much energy as we do. Their hand-eye coordination just isn't the best anymore. They're becoming older. They need assistance, and who better than us? The people that are young, we're able to move, and people that are motivated as well as dedicated. Dedication is a key point in the CPF. Just because you decide, okay, no, I'm going to be a controller, I don't want to be a patroller, I'm better at getting people, I'm better in this section, doesn't mean that you can only come to certain functions, or you can only come to do control once every 4 months. It doesn't work like that. As much as this is a voluntary institution, it is still an obligation. There is still that obligation to come out and do what is needed.